This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody. Guess what? Nathan's back.
Oh, we just used the words Prince William pegging just then before we came on.
Yeah,
And
I
I
know.
said,
We can say
Google it.
Yeah, it's been around
I
for a
can't
while.
believe this. That's really like.
That's not a new rumour. That's been around.
It's only because I put up a pegboard in my
Yeah,
laundry.
yeah. And I asked a
Nathan's
question about
embracing
pegging.
pegging.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I've just got like spraying wipe and stuff like that up my pegboard.
Well, you got to clean up after.
So he was a pegger.
Hey, this is a good reason to get those mops into action that you never use.
I know. Mopping's hard for me, Sean. The Enyo does make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a mopper. I've mopped my floor probably the entire time that I've lived there twice.
How many mops you got?
No, I whittled them down.
Have you got
I had all the mops.
It's whittled them down to 18.
I had all the mops, and then the Enyo came along.
Yeah.
And I stayed with the Enyo. I have not tried another
Can I
mop.
tell you something? So, Enyo, I did a function for them once,
Yeah.
and I said the Enyo mop, and I got corrected by Barb, the
What?
boss of
It's not a
Enyo.
mop.
Yeah.
It's a floor cleaner.
floor cleaner.
Like, no, it's a mop.
Yeah.
It's a mop.
Yeah.
I had a mate who had a girlfriend and they used to call her the mop.
Do you?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I'll tell you this story.
Did you
Yeah,
have
no.
a wild head of hair? Right, let's move on, on the show
I
today,
thought a girl, she was a vacuum
inspired
cleaner.
by some pretty gobsmacking election results. Great win if you're the winner, but if you're on the losing
loser.
side
I
and
see.
like you're Peter Dutton and you led a party that should have won into a demoralising defeat and lose your own seat. The saddest parties you've ever been involved in, because they had a function. They had a function.
Yeah.
You're going to hear some very sorry
I
tales.
reckon him and his wife talked about that night of bed. Oh, that was bad, wasn't it? Like, what was that
What
pillow
do
talk?
you say?
What's that pillow talk?
You're like,
Oh, wow.
And she's like,
no, because she, as the good wife, has to pretend it's
Yeah.
all okay. And,
no, it's
you
like,
know.
I guess you're going to be around a little bit more
Do you
often.
reckon,
Clear skies and tailwinds.
do you reckon it's when I said that I'd let a nuclear power plant in our electorate? Do you reckon
Yeah.
that was it? Yeah, that was
Yeah, that might have been it.
That might have been the one.
And she's like, I guess we're all going to my mother's for Mother's Day next Sunday.
Got to look at the positives, don't you?
You do, absolutely.
Hey, we talk about, which we mentioned just before, Nathan leaning into his pensioner phase of his
No,
life.
I don't think he's leaning in. I think
no,
he's
there's no
getting
fallen headlong in, and there is no saving him now. This is what we thought would happen if he went into a Scientology office, and that they would grab him.
Around me, and when I start believing, I had to tug twice.
Yeah,
You know, Sean.
yeah.
You know that?
So Nathan went to
Peg wall.
I borrowed
Bunnings and
that
bought rope and everything else.
That rope's on the peg wall.
So we do talk about that.
Yeah,
You're going to
yeah.
find out what disco club is.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
That is a bit of fun.
And Matthew Pavlich joined us for a chat too.
Eventually he did, yes.
Yeah.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean. On Nova. 937.
It's 6:03, Nathan and Sean, and what do you know? He's back.
This is a pre-recording.
There we go.
Don't believe it. This is a pre-recording. This is AI.
We can prove it's not pre-recorded. Sean swear.
That's easy for
It
me
doesn't
to do.
normally have to be
Good to
told.
see you back, mate.
I
Fantastic.
know. I went to turn my alarm off and had to get the spiders and webs off of it.
I bet.
It's like National Geographic.
It never
or
gets
whatever.
any easier when you come back to a
it's a lot.
routine, does it?
Oh, it's
And
a
you
lot.
realise this is
You
it.
know what? Anyone that gets up at this time, we work early in the morning.
You know what? So my neighbour, she goes to Pilates every morning. She goes to a 5 o'clock Pilates class,
Yeah.
and then goes to work.
This
for
is
a
my
full
thing about
day.
people like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go to work, you start work maybe at 8 or 9. You're an idiot. Like, we cannot have any of that. If we see the sunlight when we awake, we shit ourselves. Like, that's a general rule. So anyone that gets up and chooses to get up in these hours and be active when they could be in bed waking up with the sun.
I know.
Whatever's happening
And
in
then
your life.
goes-
is on
Morning
you.
win the day, they say. And
I
then
know,
they
but-
Does a full day of work, remember?
Yeah, the busiest time at the gyms at the moment
Yeah,
is
it's
5
5
a.m.
a.m.
plus to
I
get
know.
into any of those. 5
Yeah.
a.m. So you're in the fours.
Look, someone is like their heart rate is like day heart rate at this time,
Yeah.
and other people haven't left the bedroom. They're doing that, and I'm not
God
part of that
bless them.
either.
No.
It's a little bit depressing, isn't it?
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Sean, you're one of those healthy people that their veins stick out. Those healthy guys. I don't. You have to go in and find mine.
It's
Not
a,
at the
it's a different
moment.
spelling, but
I'm feeling
sure.
fat.
No.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you wearing your fat pants? Is that why you're wearing the culottes?
Oh, no, these are 30... What number?
34.
33. I found a pair of 33s in Bali.
But elasticated 33s.
Isn't it terrible when you're one of those middle sizes?
Oh, no.
The world's not here
I
for a
told you, I've been
33.
holding on to the 32s for a long, long time.
Yes.
And then when I was it was last September when I went into the surf shop and put on the 32s, and I said to the chick, "What do you think?" She goes, "A little tight, sir."
Yeah, because you've got a lot of junk in the trunk. You're one of the Williams sisters. And then, Sean, because you don't want to get to 34, because then when you're at 34, suddenly you can blink and you've jumped to a 36 and no one told
Slippery
you.
slope.
And you know what usually that is? It's usually when you're wearing elasticated pants that suddenly it grows. And once you're at 36, Sean, there's no coming back.
I'm not coming back from 36. But I felt like at 34, you feel like when the boardies get wet, you've pooed your pants. You know that feeling?
Yes.
But think about that. Somewhere out there, there's a guy
You know
who's
that
a
feeling,
size. There's a guy that was size 35. I've never seen a size 35 on a label, Sean.
Is there?
Well, there's a 33. There'd have to be a 35.
I mean, it stands to reason.
There'd have to be a
It does
size
stand to
35.
reason.
I've never
33
once
is
seen
not
a size
common.
35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone knows if there actually is a size 35, let us know.
Oh,
If you
you're
are a
looking into
size
your future?
35, if you are a size 35,
I've actually never seen one.
it will be coming 35.
Where did you get your 33? Ask at that shop. That's probably the one. Hey?
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast. Last quarter.
Spend more time doing you things, like cheering Freo from the Bankwest best seats.
Right, here we go. It's time for a round of last quarter. 4 quarters, 4 questions. The last person standing will win. And quite the prize, Sean.
Well, it is. It's 2 premium Bankwest best seats, the Fremantle Dockers versus Collingwood. Hey, this game's Thursday night. Fremantle's got their main training today.
Wow. There you go. And Sean, you've agreed to throw your car in as well, haven't you, as the prize for this one? You saying to me
I'm not
earlier
sure if
on?
I'll get that past Greg from Melbourne
Melbourne
Master,
Master
though.
might have
Okay.
something to say about that.
But I'm
We're
happy
talking
to if he approves it,
Greg will
mate.
be
premium
fine.
seating, food and drinks are all included, of course. Let's meet our first quarter contestants. Michael, hello.
Good morning.
Hello, Michael.
Michael.
Michael, which football team do you align with?
Mate, I'm a massive Collingwood fan.
Oh,
And Michael,
up on him.
are you a pie that travels well?
Hey, have you seen our record travelling, mate?
Sean.
Well, it happens
Not bad.
so
Travels well.
infrequently, no one can keep track.
Yeah, cold
Michael, you're up against Sarah from Quinns. Morning, Sarah.
Morning.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah.
Which team tickles your fancy, Sarah?
Look, I have to admit I'm not a big AFL fan, but my husband and my son are Collingwood supporters. So.
Oh, my God.
this
What
is
is
gross.
happening here?
Sean,
disgusting.
because pies, they travel well. They travel well. This is the first quarter.
We're about to ask you the first quarter question. If you get this right, you will move on to the next quarter. And remember, you've got to win the last quarter.
Well, have we asked our contestants how do you win the last
Well, I
quarter?
don't know. I don't know if they know the answer. Michael, how do you win the last quarter?
Be the first one to get the question right.
No,
I
that's
guess.
the wrong
No, that's
answer,
the wrong
Michael.
answer.
Sarah, how do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Thank you, Sarah.
Michael, you're starting with a deduction of 2 points.
That's easy.
All right, let's test your buzzers. All important, Michael.
Michael,
Lovely, Sarah.
Sarah.
Working well. Here comes the first quarter question.
Which actor voices Donkey in Shrek?
Sarah.
Oh, Michael.
I'd say Eddie Murphy.
Michael, you are right.
Yes.
You're through to the
Better,
second
better.
quarter. A
Sorry,
valiant
Sarah,
effort.
I didn't see ya.
Valiant effort,
Oh,
Sarah.
and see ya.
In the second quarter, you're going to take on Amy from Wellard. Morning, Amy.
Morning.
Amy, how do you win the last quarter?
Oh, you just
Sorry,
cut
you
it.
just broke up with us, Amy. We need to hear that again. What was the answer?
By winning the quarter.
Amy, your
Winning the
phone's
last
cutting in and
quarter.
out, and that might be a bit of a... Are you on hands-free? You need to get off hands-free because we want you to have your best shot at winning this, because if you cut out as you're buzzing in, we won't hear it.
Because I don't know if you heard before, but Michael didn't know how to win it.
So you've got him on the ropes.
All right, are you good to go, Amy?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, here we go.
let's test your buzzer, Amy.
Amy.
It's working well. Second quarter time.
Here we go.
Second quarter question. Here we go. What band did Mick Jagger...
Michael,
Yes, Michael.
Rolling Stones.
Yes, Michael. Even though
What band did Mick Jagger go and see in 1997 with his children?
Sean couldn't ask the question, but Michael
I've
could
written
answer
the next
it.
question
And
too
that's-
far next to the first one.
That's all that
God.
matters.
And
Michael,
editing.
you're through to the third quarter where you're taking on Ronan from Alkimos. Morning, Ronan.
Good morning.
Ronan, this is so crazy, right? So Michael's gotten this far and he doesn't even know how to win the last quarter. Do you know how to win the last quarter?
Are you in the last quarter?
Yes,
Ronan.
Ronan.
Wow.
I'm detecting. Is this Ronan Keating?
Could be.
I wish.
Your wife's a DJ.
Let's test your buzzer, Ronan.
Ronan.
Okay, all right. Here is the third quarter question. Who did the Fremantle Dockers lose to on Friday night?
Michael.
Michael?
St Kilda.
Yes,
Yo!
Michael. True to the last
I didn't know what game
quarter.
he's playing, Sean. He thinks he's on the trampoline.
Has he worked it out yet, Michael? How do you win the last quarter, just in case?
By winning the last quarter.
Yes, Michael. All right, well, luckily you're
Good
in
on,
the
mate.
last quarter where you're taking on Molly from South Perth. Morning, Molly.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Hi,
It
Molly.
feels like this battle should end with Michael versus Molly, doesn't it?
It does,
does.
doesn't
It
it?
makes sense. It
My
makes
daughter's
sense.
name's Molly.
Oh,
Really? Oh, I went to school with her, Molly. She's great. Molly's a great all-round.
Molly Ringwald.
I loved
watched her
Molly
movies,
Ringwald.
Yeah. Molly, how do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Now, Molly, test your buzzer.
Molly.
All right, this is it. This is the last quarter.
Will you be
Winner
the
takes
next great Molly?
all.
All right.
All right.
The question is, what is the longest bone in the human body?
Molly.
Michael.
Molly for the win.
The femur.
Yes, we did. Michael.
Unbelievable.
You didn't win the last quarter.
Michael, you know why? Because he didn't know at the start how to win it. He just learned on the way through. You have to know it.
First, can we second try that?
Oh, we've gone to the
Yeah.
we've gone to the people
No.
here. Amy,
Oh,
our
yeah.
producer,
Yeah.
she's all over it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Molly, you've gone and done it. You swooped in
Molly,
and won the
come
last
on.
quarter, and that's how you win the last quarter. You won 2 premium Bankwest Best seats to see the Dockers take on Collingwood on Thursday. Premium seating, food and drinks are all included,
Wow.
Molly.
There was Ringwald, there was the
Is that
nickname
a-
for drugs in America, and there's you, the Mollies.
And the woman
is that a premonition
that
Fremantle's
died-
going to win?
Yes, I hope so, Molly.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
about Molly
me
who
too.
died on a country practice?
Molly who died on a country practice, Molly Gaby, who I played volleyball with.
Molly's
the Mollys.
everywhere.
Raining
All the
Molly.
Mollies.
Molly
Michael.
Dukas.
Molly.
It's Molly Dukas.
That's what you're named
Molly
after.
Dukas.
You're left-handed. You and your
that's right. I
left-handed
thought it was
folks.
the drag queen.
Molly, you're gone and done it. Well played.
Lovely. Thanks, guys.
We've got another round of the last quarter tomorrow.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Hey, look, you're standing in front of the Aldi snack
Stand.
bar.
Snack stand.
I cannot
stand.
believe this is happening. But
This is our life now, Nathan.
There's a cold section. Someone comes in and gets the stuff out of the fridge and puts it in the cold section. There's
Someone-
cheeses.
That is Bella,
Pastrami.
who works very
I
hard.
just had a not Tim Tam.
There's a lot of
That was
yogurt-based
yummy, the not
products.
Tim Tams.
The music bars
My
are great.
neighbour Marnie, right? She loves Aldi, and she sometimes it'll be 7 o'clock at night, and she goes, "Do you want to come to Aldi with me?" And I go, "No worries," because I've been trying to. I want to live the Aldi life. And then she told me about the potato gratins.
Yeah, yeah,
I
we
tried
do
the
them.
potato gratins, and then I went, "Oh my god, I cannot wait."
Are they gratins
no-
or are they
I don't know.
gratins?
I'm
You
grateful.
sound very...
Is it
I think
gratin or
it's
gratin?
it's a French term.
I feel
so-
like it's gratin.
Gratin.
Yeah, so I think I'm more the. I think I was more towards that.
Gratin.
Gratin.
Now they're sold out everywhere. And to
they
find
get
something
you
that I
hooked.
love, and you know me, if I love something, I dive in.
Oh, no,
I'll
we
dive
know.
into this
Yeah, we
box,
know.
Sean, which is
Yeah.
unusual for me.
Are you now driving to like
no,
Eton to
I've just
get
got to realise
Aldi?
sometimes something's so good you can't have it in this world.
Wow.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Amy, we better get you on the mic now. Amy, don't be shy. Amy and I
Yes.
independently
Yeah.
went to Disco Club on Saturday night.
You're going to go?
We knew when I was going, but it was organised. It was organised separately.
That would be
Amy
my
went with
biggest
her
shock is
friend.
going to something that's unique and then seeing Sean there and going,
Yeah.
that would jar me? That would jar me.
Last
One
time-
place is coming to mind pretty quickly. I'll talk to you about it.
No, to be honest, you're there more than I am. Sean.
Last time it was on, which was December, so after our show finished for the year last year,
Yeah.
the next night was Disco Club, and I went along to that one, and it was, and I bumped into a friend of mine who I had sent her the link to the tickets and said, "Do you want to come?" And she never answered me, and then she went with a different group of friends.
See that
holding
there?
the ball,
So
Natalie.
what did you do when you saw her?
That's
I'm like, what are you doing here? Anyway,
So
that's
she wanted
fine.
to go, but not with you.
Apparently so.
That's so funny. We should do that.
I think what it was she wasn't going to go, and then a group of the school mums talked her into it, and so she went along.
That's what I'd say too.
Yeah, that's right. Anywho, do you want to know what Disco Club is?
I know what book club is, which is
Secret.
just pretending you read books and you're just drinking. That's what you do, Natalie, with your friends.
Sean, there's cheese.
Friday night.
Sorry,
There's a
cheese.
lot of cheese. So Disco Disco Club it's a thing that's organised by two podcasters called Lisa and Sarah, and it's a national thing. So they go around to different cities, and they do roughly 2 a year. So the last one was in early December. This one was Saturday night. They're coming back again in November, everybody. And they take over a club for the night. This particular one was at Eve nightclub at Crown, which is, was reopened after a long time. They closed it for a while.
Nice night.
Surprised they didn't change
the
its
Crown, and that's nice.
Yeah. So and it's women only. And it starts at 6, and then that's kind of just for a couple of drinks beforehand, and then the dancing starts at 7, and they have a DJ who just plays all bangers all night, and then you go home at 10, and it is perfection.
You go home at 10.
Yes. For me to be dancing, I need to have the skin full.
No, I mean, some people were going hard.
Yeah, I think the women
really dance.
The girls are the first out in the dance floor, so we know
a girl always has a dance in her, Amy.
Correct. And it went off. It was literally like...
Yes. So this was your first disco club, wasn't it?
It was our first.
So 1,000 women.
1,000 women.
Straight away I think they're single with cats, but they're not.
Yeah,
because every woman likes to dance.
Yes,
and some that are married,
right.
they've got a bigger reason to dance to
And
shake that
Nathan,
guy off.
the age demographic.
Yes.
Talk to me.
Wild.
What do you
From
mean?
20-year-olds
Yes.
right up until, 70 plus now?
Yes,
70
easily.
plus
There was a woman next to
70.
me who I reckon would have been
Getting on
75.
their groove.
So she was there when disco was a thing.
Yeah.
Was she wearing trainers, by the way?
Everybody
wearing
was.
trainers.
Everybody was. It was very unusual to see anybody in like high-heeled shoes because, if they were, it was their first time. You could tell because everybody else was in the most comfortable shoes because it is all just about letting it out on the
3
dance floor.
hours
This was like...
of bangers.
I've spoken
non-stop.
about this previously, and that was at Laurie Potter back in the day, punk aerobics, and you guys were laughing at the very concept of getting dressed up as a punk and going to get with like-minded friends and do a workout to some great music. Take the workout out, it's that.
This is it. And you know what, Nath? There was a theme.
What's the theme?
The dress theme is
What?
sparkles.
Yes.
Sean, who doesn't have something? I've got an outfit ready to go now. Do you?
Go too.
I've got one to go now.
So it was a great success.
It's just so much fun.
And not just that,
It's
this
so
is
much
a
fun.
concept that the guys' version will never take off. Imagine the guys' version of all guys, just guys, no girls allowed. We're just going to come together and dance. And there can't be a gay club. Take the gay club out. Sean, would you go to that one?
Which one?
Either of them.
I know which one you go to. Captain of the court.
So they're coming back, everybody. They're coming back
That's
in
exciting.
November.
So it's heaps of fun.
Oh, my wife would love that. Megan would love that.
Yeah, well, the next time
Would
they're
love
doing
that.
2 shows in Perth. One, it just says they haven't announced the actual venues, but one Perth, one Fremantle.
Oh,
which could only be at one place, Sean.
Oh, my God.
The big house.
I've got to go then.
No,
The
you
big
can't.
house.
You can't.
You're not.
You're a man.
Callie can. She's you, basically, in the dress. Your sister.
Callie would go. on my
That's
behalf.
fantastic.
Yeah. Get on board.
Oh,
Disco
everyone-
club all
so
the way.
how to start from podcasters?
Yeah.
We should get them on.
Yeah, they're great.
Cool.
Yeah. They're really cool.
I'd love to start something that everyone loved. We haven't tried. We've tried everything. We've tried everything in the world. Nothing sticks.
Any day now.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Stay out. Feel the fever this Suncorp Super Netball season and join the Green Army. Get your West Coast fever tickets at Ticketek now.
All right, here we go. It is time for Nat's Day Out. We had a great day out on Saturday.
Saturday night special with the West Coast Fever just got up over the Sunshine Coast Lightning.
What'd you call them? This week, though, is the West Coast Fever are taking on the Melbourne Mavericks this Saturday at RAC Arena. Now, I can't make this Saturday. I've got one of my friend's big birthday
One of
parties.
your clicks.
So I am subbing in Sam Trousseau
hey,
to host my box.
Wow, you know what? Not since Sam Frost have we had such a glamorous Sam.
Thank you.
That's true.
Nat, thanks for letting me in your box first of all.
I know, it's been a while.
There's room for everyone.
Exciting. I've never been to a Fever game.
You are going to love it. You love your sport.
Yeah, the Mavericks coming to town. Luka Doncic, I think. With it.
Yeah, that's right.
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, that's exactly who's going to be playing. This includes pre-game hospitality, so there's a function beforehand. Courtside drinks. You're in a courtside box, so you are close to the action, and it is so good. We've got 2 box tickets up for grabs right now.
13 24 10 if you want to play. We've already got our
players.
contestants.
Yep.
This is Jackie and Sue. We'll start with
They
you,
were
Jackie.
quick,
Good
weren't they,
morning.
Sean?
Hi, Jackie.
Good morning, guys. How you going?
Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
You're box level, aren't you, Jackie?
Oh, I don't know about that. I guess we'll find out.
Yes.
No, you should feel it in your heart if your box level.
Jackie, you're up against Sue. Hello.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you going?
Good, Sue. So do you feel in your heart of hearts that you should be sitting on an ordinary chair or you should be in a box?
Absolutely the box.
You should be living a box lifestyle.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right.
Well, here's what's going to happen. So we have a big inflatable box. It is a dice. Each side of the dice corresponds to one question. We're going to roll the dice. Whatever side it lands on, we will be asking that question, which means theoretically we could ask the same question more than once.
I know.
Your job is to buzz in with your name. You get it right, you take the point. You get it wrong, we move on and roll again.
Loser never watches a game again.
They have to sit in the back row for every event they go to.
Yeah.
Let's test your buzzers, Jackie.
Jackie.
Sue.
Sue.
They're working well, guys. Amy's on the rollin'. We have rolled up number 1.
Okay, here we go. Which pop star released the 2023 album Guts?
Jackie.
Yes, Jackie?
Is it Olivia Rodrigo?
Oh!
Jackie on the board.
I didn't know.
You know what I mean? You engage with the music.
All right.
like that.
We've rolled up number 5.
All right, number 5. Which drink is made with mint, lime, soda water and rum?
Jackie.
Jackie?
Is it mojito?
Oh, Jackie.
Jackie, we're getting a painted picture of your life, aren't we?
Jackie has shot out to a 2-0 lead. Okay, we have rolled up number 3. Here we go. What's the name of the West Coast Fever's home court?
Sue?
Sue?
Is it... It's not Arena, is it?
More
What's the full
information,
name?
please.
Perth Arena?
Oh.
Jackie.
Yeah. I mean, no.
does
Amy's saying no.
No.
RAC Arena is the correct answer, so no point there. Jackie still leads 2-0. We've rolled up a 4.
Next question. What year did the Matildas reach the FIFA World Women's semi-final?
Sue.
Yes, Sue?
2024?
Sue?
Incorrect. It was 23.
I don't remember anything during that COVID patch.
Okay, we've rolled up number 2. Nathan?
Nath?
What is the only netball position allowed to move in every third of the court?
Sue?
Centre.
Yes, Sue's on the board. Score check. Jackie 2, Sue 1. We have rolled up number 5. Which drink is made with mint, lime, soda water and rum?
Jackie. I already answered this. Mojito.
Yes, that's
Yes,
right.
I know.
That's right. Jackie leads 3-1.
No, you can answer the same question again.
And you can buzz in at any time, okay?
All right.
Okay, we've rolled up a 5 again. Which drink is made with mint?
Jackie.
Sue?
Mojito.
Yes,
That's
Sue.
right.
Well done.
Wow.
3-2.
Are you seeing the questions, are you?
Number 4.
All right. What year did the Matildas reach the FIFA?
Jackie.
Sue?
2023.
She's tied it up, everybody. It comes down to the next roll. And we have question number 6. Which singer released As It Was? Jackie?
Oh. Was it Olivia Rodrigo?
No, wrong one.
Oh!
This one was which singer released As It Was in Watermelon Sugar, which is Harry Styles. So we roll
Harry
again.
Styles, yeah.
We roll again. We've got
Number 6. Which singer released As It Was?
Sue for the win.
Harry Styles.
Yes,
Oh, it's
Sue.
Olivia Rodriguez.
Came from nowhere.
Sue came from
No, the
nowhere.
answer's mojito.
So you've won 2 box tickets to watch the Fever take on the Melbourne Mavericks this Saturday with my sub-in Sam. Is going to be looking after
on you,
your
Sam.
every need.
Excited to see you Saturday.
You are wearing an outfit that's been styled by Natalie's
That's
wardrobe,
right.
though, Sam.
That's right. You're wearing what I wore last Saturday, which because I had to double up and go straight to Disco Club. So green sequins.
And unwashed.
Hey, I like it.
Unwashed. It's been in the hamper.
Everybody else grab your tickets via Ticketek, but we have more box seats to go tomorrow.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Quite the bloodbath in the election, as it turned out. I think everybody was surprised by the landslide victory. Thought it was going to be a lot closer, or the polls were saying it was going to be a lot closer
Well,
than
the
that.
thing about that is, I honestly was under the belief that people blamed the Labor government for cost of living, and I thought that was one of people's main concern. And I thought that would be a backlash against them. And I've disengaged
Went
with
the other
sort of
way.
everything that's been going on for the last couple of months.
That is
It was
fantastic.
really
Well
good,
done
so
to
I didn't
you.
really know. But before I'd left, I went. I read an article, a really interesting article, and it was about how all the world leaders were at that stage being replaced by extreme right wing.
Yeah.
And I went, and then I saw Peter Dutton playing out of the Trump's handbook as well, and I thought, okay, well, that's sort of our version, which is completely watered down, but I wonder if that will work. And it didn't.
Yeah,
No, it didn't. And you know what? When he was in here, Pete, we actually talked to him because he was close. And I think you might have said to him, Nath, what about being Prime Minister? And he was
because
like, I want to play it down.
Yes.
Because it was more than a chance because he was basically winning.
I know,
Yes,
Sean.
that's right.
And
Yeah,
I surrendered to the fact that this is what's going to happen, and we're going to be. This article was true and on point.
So that was before the election had been called. It was interesting that he kind of started backing away from the Trumpy framing of things. It wasn't so much that he was adopting his policies, although it was sort of he was leaning that way.
It's like a clickbait, isn't it? It sort of uses the Trump headline, but a very watered down version.
And then once the backlash against Trump's early days of this presidency, you could see them starting to back away because of it wasn't as populist as they thought it might be, and that bore out.
Well, it makes me feel proud to be in this country, to be honest. Just if that was, no matter your political views, if that was a stance against that, that whole ethos of hate politics, I'm glad that we go no.
Well, there's no question that was the reason why it fell so massively. Because otherwise it should have been, Nathan, exactly what you said. It should have been, do you vote for the current government on the fact of what they've done over the last 3 years?
Yes.
Or do you want to change on the fact that you think someone else can do better? But it didn't go that way.
No, and also he didn't really have any economic policy that would have answered those questions of can you actually reduce the cost of living?
Yeah.
And also the inflation figures for the current government.
To be honest, I don't think either government have got a plan for that.
Yeah, but I don't know if anyone took that into calculation.
maybe.
I think the prices are the prices are. I think since COVID let the cat out of the bag and the cat's taken off.
Nathan, I agree with you. And
nothing's coming down.
And even if the Liberal Party had have stayed on their thing and they got in right, they would have been, so at the moment, the Labor government and our current government, they'll be spending money and nothing's coming down. Yep. And if the Liberal Party got in, they would have been spending money and I don't see anything coming down.
You know what it is?
No,
if one of these parties had a plan of going, we are going to cover the costs or cut the costs of this thing or these things permanently, and these are things everyone uses every day. That would have been that would have been something people could grasp on and look at their bank account and go, okay, that's going to help me.
You can't do that with groceries. It doesn't work that way. But they did do it with healthcare. So with the cost of medications, and they did it with childcare. They did it with the things that they can control.
But it's things like petrol. I don't know these are big things. It's things like something that you use every day.
Well, no, because the Liberals were going to reduce the petrol excise for a year, for 12 months only. So that was one of their
plan of what to do. Yeah, it's hard to push what you're going to do because it never really happens. So people think, take that with a grain of salt.
I think either way, all of us are wanting. All of us want a handout in whatever area. And for me, it might be interest rates coming down for mortgages. Yes. For other people, as you said, Nat, childcare, and for other people. But the reality is we all have to tighten the belts on every single area for any of it to get back, but that's not going to happen.
No. Can I just tell you one interesting thing about this election is that the Liberals obviously now licking their wounds and analysing where they went wrong. And I read an article this morning that said that because they're polling, their own internal polling, way off. They thought they were much closer to it. And you know what they've put it down to? The fact that Gen Zs and millennials don't answer their phones to unknown numbers. So they weren't a part of the polling process. For the first, this is the first time that Gen Zs and millennials have outnumbered baby boomers in numbers, in sheer voting numbers. And so there was a whole generation that they just missed asking who they were going to vote for. So they thought they were great, that they were going to go okay because the baby boomers will answer their phone because they want to chat.
So many companies and places hold on to antiquated versions of how to do things because we don't live in that world anymore. And our industry is the same. We do things because radio has always done them that way. Why?
Yeah.
The world has changed so much that we're not doing it for a model from the past. We've got to go for a model of the future. And the model of the future that's how the younger generation consumed their content.
Yeah.
It's not the way it's done anymore.
But equally, if you've done a poll and you've only got age groups from this to this and you're trying to... How does that give you the full frame of the picture? And everybody knew that the Trump situation was going to play out that to a degree, not knowing it would be that bad. And then sports bets and all the other betting companies, they know who
they knew. Yeah.
So Albo's won, right?
Yeah.
So that's so exciting.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to his wedding. We've decided. we've told him, and he seems to agree with it. So we're
when he
just
was in the
going to
other
make it a
day, Nate,
reality.
he said, if I get over the line, he was pretty confident that, and we all kind of knew then too, but he wants to take us back to Canberra.
I know, but we're going to the wedding. We have said that to him, and he's sort of agreed to it. We haven't got the official thing, but we are going. So if we just talk as if we're going, he has to have us there. It's so awkward if not. And we'll rock up there and
That's true.
imagine us rocking up there. Natalie's got a coleslaw.
Yeah.
Like I brought me and you were carrying the present in together, so we wanted to know that both of us got it. And then they're not going to refuse us. Sean, we've been there already.
What happens if he's got a wishing well? How much do you put in?
That is a great question.
It's
a great question.
And then think about Peter Dutton. He lost all of it.
Yeah, so he lost his seat. He's the
lost
first opposition
all of it.
leader to ever lose their seat.
Yep.
How about
After
that?
24 years in Parliament.
And think
That's
about the
nasty,
party.
mate.
Think about the parties, right? So
Yep.
you've got
Yep.
Albo's party. People are going ballistic.
Yes.
And you know what? They've not only won, but they've won by records. Like,
Yes.
you have won.
The fact
like
that
the
it was-
Mark McGowan thing. It was
Yeah.
won.
It was pretty much over before they started counting the votes in WA.
And then think
which is
about
amazing.
think about the Dutton side.
Oh.
Think about the Duttons, Sean. And the Duttons are there at their party. It's catered. They have to have it. Who's going to that? Do you rock up to that afterwards?
Yeah, I
There'd
know.
be 7 people, and there would have been some John Farnham on.
You know what
And
it
people
reminds
just
me of,
standing
Sean?
side to
When
side
they have a
dancing.
function for when you make
Lose
the grand final. If you lose, they still have the function.
They still
because
have
it's
the function.
organised, and they have to turn up devastated,
So bad.
and all the punters the members and
How
stuff that are
awkward.
paid for that they go to, and everybody just sits there awkwardly staring at them.
In 2013, when I was at the Fremantle
clapping.
one,
Oh yeah, how was that?
I remember, I'm going to say it was way over $1,000 because you got to buy your tickets way in advance.
Also, you had to.
So you're buying it
the
thinking
$1,000 in your
might-
mind is
yeah.
like we're going to win and we're going to have a wonderful celebration,
And
but
this
you
is-
don't. So
you wanna be a
$1,000
part of
happens.
it.
You have to sit there for all the courses because you pay for it. I mean, all you want is to go home because you're pissed off.
Exactly. And all the players end up leaving relatively early, and then I'm there
'cause no one's
shining like a
upset that you didn't
beacon,
win.
and everyone wants to tell me about it.
Because they think it's your fault.
Exactly.
Do you go? Do you go to the loser
paid for
party?
this.
Do you go to the loser party?
We have to, but
Oh,
would
yeah,
I go
you
to
have
the loser
to.
party? No, I would find something that I'm very busy at doing. I just wouldn't go.
But if you're involved in the loser
But-
party, you have to go to the loser party.
You have to go
And
to
it
the
is,
party.
in this case, it is a bit like it's a team thing. Like
I
you're a
know.
part of a
Oh, my
team,
God.
so you can't just abandon the team and not go to the party.
We
You've
do
gotta
do
go.
survey lunches here,
Yes.
and that's basically survey
with our
day comes
ratings,
out, and then we find out the ratings and stuff like that. And
Sometimes
we've been
they're really
blessed
good.
very long. We've been blessed for a long time to be at the top.
Yeah.
and so that's really exciting for everyone. But we've had some shockers.
Yeah.
where there's a really fun food
Historically.
around, like a fun food, like something on a stick, and then you go down and people
Yeah.
are walking around with fun food on a stick
And sad
with no
faces.
reason to smile.
faces.
Sad faces.
Yeah.
Look, we want to know, have you had to go to a sad party?
Yeah.
Whatever the reason.
I mean, my friend Nadia, she back in uni loved Japanese manga. It was sort of all design people, right? And when design people get into a party, they dress up. So everyone's putting all their time and stuff. Anyway, she went to hospital something 2 days beforehand. She was admitted for like a week, and the party still went ahead because the parents had bought all the food. So everyone rocks up.
So she wasn't
half
there.
the people didn't go because they knew she wasn't going to be there. The other half went because they feel obliged because their parents bought the food. And then we're just there, and the parents
Well,
decided to hold the
free
party. So
students.
their parents stepped up and hosted it. You don't want to go to your
Also, it's
friend's
a very-
party hosted by your parents with her not there dressed as Japanese
That's
manga.
a
It's sad.
manga
That's a
party.
sad.
That's what we're talking about, sad parties.
Hello, Mel.
Hello.
Hi, Mel.
Mel.
All right, Mel. Sad party. Were you the attendee or were you the person holding the party?
I was the attendee.
Great. All right.
Tell us about it.
Well, I was actually at the same party in 2013 as Sean.
Oh,
So this
Over
is the
in
grand-
Melbourne, yeah.
The Freo grand
Yeah.
final party
what's
after
that
the
like?
game. Yeah, talk to
After
us.
the game. The players were late. Everyone
course
was
they
waiting
were.
for them.
no, they didn't want to be there.
arrive.
No.
Yeah.
No, of course they didn't.
Yeah.
No one did. and well, I pretty much likened it to a funeral.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like
there's,
that.
there's good times at a funeral. You say, "Oh, I remember the time that George, kicked that tin can and the cat jumped off the roof onto his face." Did you have any of those
Yeah.
times? Any?
Well, yeah, no.
No.
And you're
No,
a
it
bit
wasn't like
torn,
that.
aren't you? Because you want to be a good supporter, and that's what it's about. You're
Absolutely.
showing your solidarity with the team, that you're with them through thick and thin.
But yeah, because you're
also
rocking
it's-
up, they have to rock up. You should put that into play.
and
You've
also
already
it's
paid.
awful.
And
That's
they
the
were
problem.
devastated. Yeah.
So you can't. You've already. It's a significant
You're
amount of
committed.
money, so
Yeah.
you have to go as well.
Oh, I mean, you could always have just like. I think people should be able to bring a Tupperware container to those things. No, the catering's,
fill up.
the catering's for 5 hours or whatever.
There's no buffet,
everyone
mate.
just wants to rock up and just leave. So basically, do Brian Morris, get a Tupperware, fill it full, go
Was
home.
the food at least good, Mel?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Quality.
we're trying to find silver linings here.
Takes
takes the edge off.
Yeah, it did, Mel.
Well,
It was
Sean.
a good day at the G that day. The
Yeah.
Freo chant was going. It was only
Yeah.
13 points of difference, you know. We'll be back there.
Yeah.
Imagine the other party, Sean, that the
One day.
other team had. That would have been
that
fun,
would
wouldn't
have
it?
been
Yeah,
party.
yeah, that one would have been really good fun.
Well, that's a different type of sad party. Let's go to Tan in Belia. Hey, Tan.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Good morning.
Tan.
Good morning, Tan.
What's the theme of this party, Tan?
It was my hen's party.
Well, that's got to be fun. The end.
Your hens party.
No.
What was?
No,
How could that be a sad party?
Well, unexpectedly, I was expecting. So my 1920s mother was not particularly happy. I had a big bust up with my maid of honour.
Yeah.
So she was meant to organise something, and of course that didn't happen. So my mum, in her graciousness, decided to make a tea party for me, for myself and my friends at my nan's house. And her piece of resistance
Yeah.
was her signature sponge cake, which is something she used to make as a child for me,
Yeah.
with pink runny icing
Yes.
and sliced banana on top. But the banana had, because she'd made it the day before, had gone brown.
But it was
sounds like
at least in the...
We didn't even have coffee because back then my parents drank Caro. So
Oh,
we had Caro, tea, Milo, and Mum's
Milo.
pink sponge cake. So that
What
was
a raging hens night.
Sounds
so
awful.
hens
It was
nights,
a
right?
hoot.
Hens nights. It's usually penis-shaped everything.
Yes,
and then
of
when you
course.
said the bananas, I thought, oh, here we go. Here we go.
at
No?
least a topless waiter or something.
No.
No.
No,
A tea
not.
party.
No, just my
Now-
mum and her penny.
Now, you're there trying to not be rude in front of your mum and your grandmother because you're going, oh, my God, like, this is bad.
I know.
So how were you?
I
Were you,
know.
were you overly compensating to the fact of, oh, isn't this great, everyone? Or did everyone know what it was?
Well, my friends were exceedingly polite because they
Yeah.
knew that my mum was a very, look, bless her heart, was a very righteous 1920s
Yes.
mother. So she was there with the doilies and
doilies.
wearing a penny and with an apron. And, you know, you had your sugar bowl, your milk little jug. And,
Gee, sounds like a terrible night.
yeah.
Losers for your
It was
cube sugar,
fabulous.
Sean. It was fabulous. Yeah, oh, okay, that's
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
That's actually...
Thanks, John. Fiona's in Carlisle. Hi, Fee.
Good morning, guys. How you going?
Hey, good,
what,
Fee.
what party? What was the occasion, Fiona?
My 18th birthday.
Oh, what could be sad about that? What happened?
I ended up having a massive operation 3 days earlier and was still in hospital in the children's ward with a massive infection,
Yep.
just absolutely just drugged out on painkillers. My parents still, you know,
Had the
tried
party.
to celebrate, I suppose. They brought party hats and a cake.
Oh, to the hospital. Oh, so
Someone
you're...
put a hat on my head and I just kind of sat there. And then the
Someone
running
put a hat
joke
on
was
my
then... Like, the only alcohol that was available was, like, the alcohol swabs
Yes.
and the hand sanitizer.
Oh, so everyone's like squeezing those little... trying to get in their mouth.
Was there at least one balloon?
No, I don't think so.
Not even.
It's so sad
No,
when they
but
put that
a
hat on
nurse
you.
Came in,
No.
yeah, she came in at midnight and actually they all came in and sang happy birthday.
But you're like, I want to go to sleep.
But also then did they go, you've now aged out of the kids' hospital, you've got to go?
Oh,
Yes, they did. I had to move wards.
did you?
God, that's
and what, you were put into like dying nanas?
Well,
I was like, well, what's sadder than just what had it in your head, Sean? This ward.
Wheel it down there.
Yeah, nothing but terminal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fiona, that's hard.
Does the same thing happen if you're in juvenile prison, by the way? Not that any of us have been, well, hopefully. And then you turn
you
18
age out.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you then go to the big house.
Yeah.
You then go to the big house. Yeah, so when you're sculling that yard
be
glass, not
careful.
before us to forget what's about to happen.
Thanks for all the sad parties, everybody.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
The band is back together, my friends.
Nathaniel.
Yoko
Nathan Morris.
couldn't kill us.
In the
Way.
house.
Tried.
She tried.
She really
She
did.
not. She said, hi, guys. I'm back. Apparently I went missing. Apparently.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Apparently
been a
went
lot of questions getting around
Yeah,
too.
I wasn't missing. I was at Bunnings Bayswater. I literally asked the
Trapped
staff.
and they wouldn't let him out.
They'll go, Nathan, there's an article about you being missing. You're here. You're here every day. Oh, I know, mate. The reporters aren't that great. Just tell me.
Now, we copped a lot of, where's Nathan?
Okay, I'm gonna go
And the
shut the
thing
rumours.
is, and it's like, why can't you tell us where Nathan is? Because it's not our story to tell, is
No,
the
it's
short
not.
answer.
No, it's not.
So there's been heaps of rumours flying around. So
Oh, reality
Oh, yeah.
TV, Nathan.
Oh,
of course,
so
that
the
comes
amount of
into
people
it.
that have driven past me and yell, Big Brother! And I'm going,
Yeah. So, yes?
No.
No.
Oh,
No, it
Amazing
wasn't
Race?
Big Brother. No.
Oh.
Best one was at Bunnings the other week when a guy comes up and goes, hey, there he is. And I could hear them talking about me. And then she goes, go on. And he walks up and he goes, excuse me, Nathan, what? And he goes, she's got a theory. And I went, what? And he goes,
Farmer wants a
she
wife?
walks up, goes,
No.
maths.
Maths.
And I went, come on. Come on, mate. The single guy can't be single on TV.
What's the one where they put on the outfit and they do the singing?
Masked Singer.
Masked Singer.
No.
That's been canned,
apparently Kimber has been off as well.
Yes.
And, Kimber and I were going to be doing a show together.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh,
No.
I know, Dancing with the Stars.
No. Kimber and I did make some personal videos together, but that was it. Hi, Kimber. Welcome back to the show as well. All right. But no, it wasn't anything fun like that. I suppose the way I could say it is something happened in my personal life that was one of these monumental things that happen that you can't really process. We know death. We know things like that, that we've seen and we've been able to get the tools from. And then sometimes something comes and it's so different that no one has gone through it, nor can give you advice, and you just have to proceed and try and navigate your way. It started back last year. It reared again this year. I can't speak too much about it because it's illegal proceedings that has got nothing to do with me, but I cannot speak about it because of that. And I just had to go off and deal with that situation and also sort of process what had happened. And that was about it.
Yeah.
But
that's it.
But the thing about it is, I've lent into my pensioner lifestyle. I was wondering what that guy was going to be when he didn't have a job.
Well, we didn't. I know you did.
Now,
I don't think me and Nat did.
We knew.
Now that guy, right? So there's going to be the sitting down at the park with the ducks guy.
Yeah.
There's going to be the golf guy.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be what I became, and that's the Bunnings guy. I become the handyman. Now I have. I decided that during my time off, I want something substantial to be able to say that's what I did during my time off. So I did a whole.
And it keeps you occupied.
Did a whole makeover of everything in my place. And you know how I'd never hung up anything on the wall, Natalie, ever, because drill marks to me was like,
yes,
you can't do that.
Yeah, because you're still in a rental mentality.
Drilling and wall plugging, and I changed the door stops outside, and then I changed
photos,
the bin latch.
everyone.
I take anything I do, I take a photo of.
No, you don't. You take 40 photos
No,
of
because
it.
it's the right angle, Natalie. And I'm not even post. I'm not even putting them online. I'm just taking them for me, and then I show them to people like they're my babies. So I did buy this door stop from my place, right? And I thought, okay, it's magnetic because we always have a door jam, and it's like, come on, it never works because our floors are too slippery. So I got these magnetic door things, and I drilled the holes in the ground for the door stop, and then I put the magnet on the door, and then I didn't realise my door came up so high that the magnet was just basically clipping it, wouldn't hold it shut. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I've already screwed 2 holes in the ground, and this is the only one I could get. It's the only one that had 2 holes. I'm going, oh my God, I've ruined my floorboards. And then I went, I've got to make a plinth. I had bought a jigsaw, right? I bought a Ryobi jigsaw.
I feel like I'm an old people's home right now. I really do.
I bought the jigsaw, right? And not just that, Sean. There was a $139 jigsaw Ryobi, and then I went no. And then the other one was next up was $200.
Can you wheel him back to his room, please?
And the $269 jigsaw was brushless. And I don't know what that is, but I paid extra to have that. And then I just basically made
well, you're a wealthy pensioner. Superannuation doesn't spend itself.
Come on, Nathan, it's 4 p.m. dinner time.
And I made a plinth for that, and then I basically painted it as well, and it looks like it came with it. And the finesse and craftsmanship, I talked to my dad and said, Dad, you say you build things. I'm not a builder, I'm a craftsman. And that's where I've learned to. I've become friends with Alan at Bunnings and
How do we make him stop?
I don't know.
Alan tells me I can't do things. Alan will go, you're going to break a hacksaw blade, mate. And I go, no, I'm going to be fine, Alan. He goes, no, you won't. He wouldn't even sell me a builder's pencil. He goes, you're not a builder. And I said, I'm building, Alan. And then a tradie walks past and goes, oh, come on, Alan, give the guy a pencil.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Nathan, earlier on we were talking about you leaning into
your pension
lifestyle. So I've had, had an extended period of time off and dealing with some stuff there, but also I was doing some cathartic things, and I was wondering, what's this going to feel like? Because it's not a holiday. It's actual time off, and it's time off where I switched off from everything to do with work, because with my life I run everything through a radio filter. Even it's like stuff like The Matrix comes up in my face, and I go, this could be a good topic, and this could be a good competition. Switched all that off. And what's left?
And now you've switched it back on again.
I haven't watched TV for so long, so
that's amazing.
That sort of changed in me. So the other thing is I was doing a bit of gardening. Remember, I went through my plant phase.
Yes.
And then I went, I'm going to...
So by garden,
You're a
he
real
means
facey
like
person, aren't you?
balcony pot plant kind of arrangement. Yeah.
No, so I smashed that out.
You're an
And that was
intense,
amazing.
facey person. When you're in, you're committed.
Yeah, Sean, yeah. And then I do projects as well now. So I lent into the pensioner lifestyle. And I'm now the pensioner that goes to Bunnings, but I'm also like my Brian, my dad. He goes to Karen Upsham because he's got his friends. I got my friends at Bunnings. So my original like Bunnings in my heart is Bayswater because they're just around the corner and I go there all the time and I make
It's
sure
a big one too, that one, isn't it?
You never want to be the last person out too. The people that run into, can I just say, people that go to Bunnings at 5:02 and run in and go, I've just got to grab a quick something. No. You can at a deli. At Bunnings you can't because that other thing is 2 kilometres away.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's people
you
who
literally have to run.
So don't do that. I'm speaking on behalf of the staff, Sean. But then I've got friends like Inaloo and I've got friends at Karen Up at Belcatter as well. So
do they know that you're seeing other Bunnings?
Yeah, I'm very, very transparent. I make sure everyone knows.
It's an open relationship.
I like Dad. I walk in and some people go, "Oh, you're back, Nathan." And that gets a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, because it's been less than 24 hours, Nathan.
Yeah, it is. Because people go, those articles you're missing, and it's like, I'm not. I'm at Bunnings Bayswater.
So you I've been in your house quite a while now, enough, and it's still quite a new house. So what do you need to be this handyman for?
So many things. So just different projects, Sean, lends itself to different tools that I never had, and therefore I try and fashion something out of something else instead of actually doing it properly. So things for not much storage in my laundry or anywhere, really. Our place is one of those apartments I didn't think about, Shane Blaze.
Yes, storage.
So I'm looking at opportunities of where I can put things, and I recently did one of those pegboards, but it was a metallic pegboard on the back of my laundry. I just finished that up, and then that's magnetic as well.
You told me pegging was completely different.
No, this is the pants
and
on
Sean
one.
is up for it.
Yeah. But so that now I'm very organised in that, and then that was really an interesting project because it's on an internal door which are hollow, and yet you want to hang a bit off of it. So therefore I had to distribute the weight correctly and evenly by gluing it and then just doing 4 screws instead of worrying about the screws. Now the glue's going to hold the most weight with that, and then because it's evenly dispersed.
You're sounding very pensionary.
So I created a frame, and then I hung up all the stuff that I need to do. This is all my cleaning products and all that sort of stuff. That's emergency lights.
Why have you got
emergency lights?
No,
plural.
No, just
why have you got so many?
What? Cleaning products?
No, I'm talking about the power boards.
Oh, there's 3.
That looks like a lot.
No, 1, 2, 3. And they're power cords. 3 power cords. Because three power cords and 3 power ports.
Yeah.
For the hydro setup.
Yeah. Sean.
Got you, mate. Got you.
The room can't come into a drawing rental.
I'm hearing you.
Nathan, we're running out of time. Get to what your right hand is on.
Oh, this is my toolbox. This is my tool. I had to buy a bigger bag so my tools got bigger. I chose Ryobi. I like the colour.
Oh, you like the colour?
I love
And also,
Ryobi.
it matches your drink bottle.
So this is...
Don't think we haven't noticed that.
This is a drill. This is a jigsaw. This is a jigsaw. You've used one of these before. This is brushless. It's cost me $100 more.
Sorry, do you know who you're talking to?
Jigsaws are great.
Yep.
The deal is go in with confidence. Because Alan said that I would never be able to shave a millimetre off. Please, Alan. You just have to go straight, Sean, which is hard for me, and just attack it. Then we've got, this is my favourite thing. This is a little power cutter. This cuts through wood, plastics, anything like that. So this is a little circular saw.
Look at them.
You never change the blade. You never change the blade.
No, we just buy another one, obviously.
Of course, you're called a screw. Everyone needs a corded screwdriver.
The light on that was already on, was it?
Yeah, no. And these go great.
That looks like a taser.
These rich. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
These are great.
Okay.
So you need that. I've got, what else do I have there? Oh, you've got my drill, of course. Oh. These clamps. You remember clamps you just have to pry open and then close?
That's when you're doing metal work.
Look at this. These clamps, Sean. Clamp it on the side of the desk. Ready? Go. Just clamp it on the side of the desk.
Yep.
That's it. And then it goes side to the that's clamped.
Okay.
So that's the pressure now.
To everybody's out there, we'll put the photos of Nathan's bag up on
when you're working and then you drop something like metallic and then it's over there, this is an extension pole.
Nathan.
And then so I just have to I pick it up. So ready? There's a Yeti. Oh, they're not metal. So anything metal over here, I can pick up. Nothing's metallic. Nothing's metallic over here. Yeah. Anyway, I'll
are you just buying stuff and buying stuff?
Couldn't you just go and get it?
See this paintbrush? This is ergonomic.
Oh my
design.
Nathan, you're just buying things for your arthritic hands.
You were off your head.
Just like.
That's too much. Yeah. That's too much.
Yeah. Drills, hammers.
Okay.
If you're into cricket, you know that the people rock up with their cricket bag. That's the bag. It's got heaps of bats in it.
The beauty is, if you need to hide a body, you can also use the same bag. We want to know, are you like Nathan leading into your pensioner life? Well ahead of time, as it turns out.
I asked a couple of the other days, did you need anything at your house done, at your apartment?
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You put that to use.
We want to know, 13 24 10, are you turning into a bit of a pensioner well ahead of schedule?
I'm not that lady
And how
that I
is it
saw.
expressing? Are you knitting all of a sudden?
I'm not that lady I saw on the... Remember that day I was driving past that house and a woman dragged out a foldable chair and she sat down at the end of the driveway and then she just looked at
Watching the traffic.
Yeah.
I'm not that.
No, you're close.
But you're not far from it.
Very, very close. We are concerned.
You've got the chair, haven't you?
Yeah.
What?
You've got the chair.
No, I don't have the chair. I did say to my tradie mate, do tradies do this? Do they buy all the same gear? And he goes, yes. And he goes, but they don't take that on site.
No.
Because that's
and also
embarrassing.
they're tradies.
Yes. And then he said to me as well, tradies don't use Ryobi. And I went, what?
No, they use the proper gear.
You know who uses Ryobi? Master builders.
Ah.
And
As he looked to the camera.
And
was straight out of an ad.
Pensioners. Anna's in Les Moody. Hello.
Hi, how you going?
Great, Anna. Are you the pensioner, or what's going on?
No, it's my other half. He got quite sick about 6 months ago, and one of the things he started to do, because he used to be a smoker, was he was like, I'm going to start baking my own bread. So every morning at
Sorry.
5:30...
What's that got to do
So
with
what's
him
that
being a
is smoker?
smoker?
So I'm going to give up smoking and I'm going to take up something else.
Yeah, we say he was a vapor, now he's a baker.
Right, so he's replaced it with bread. So how many loaves a day is he?
It's at least a couple of weeks.
Half a loaf a day.
And is it good bread? Are you happy, or do you like you're going to go, oh, that's nice, honey, but it's dense and terrible?
No, it's
It's good.
beautiful. Every morning he tends to the starter.
Can I tell you?
Oh, it's a sourdough. Yeah, he's
It's
right on board.
sourdough,
Yeah.
Does
so
he have the
every
mother
morning
dough?
Yeah, the starter,
Yeah.
that's what she's talking about,
He
yeah.
has got the mother, and then every weekend he'll do the bread making in the morning, and he tends to it every half an hour.
Yeah, the
just
kneading
to
and the
fold it
warming
over.
and that.
Did he inherit the dough from a family member, or did he make his own mother dough?
No, he started it himself.
Oh, that's like starting history.
This sounds really good, Anna.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful, and he's even taught my mum how to make bread.
Well, there you go.
This is the thing. And he is led into his pensioner lifestyle, and that benefits her. The pensioner lifestyle, it really doesn't it benefits someone. So anyone that is in my building, they can knock on my door at any time.
You're now the super, as they would say
I will,
in America.
I'll take care of crap. I put a number on our house. It hasn't had a number on our house for 7 years, and I put a number on our house.
Anna, you're very lucky. You've got a baker and not a smoker anymore, so that's working
good.
well on both fronts. Let's go to Bree and Treeby. Hello.
Hi, how you going,
Hi,
guys?
Bree. Are you leaning into the pensioner life already?
Yeah, well, now that I've hit 30, I exchanged fancy nights out and going out in the town to Lego sets.
Lego?
Yeah. So I am now building Lego instead of seeing people.
Bree, how did this turn from one to the other?
Why have you given up on life? What's happening?
No, she hasn't. She's found new life.
Yeah, new life, $20 set Lego to start with, got given it, and I was like, well, that's quite cathartic. Anyway, it turned into, now it's a $700 full Lego set.
Yeah.
And, that's my socialising money is now being dropped on Rivendell.
Yes.
Bree, were you a nerd? Like, because
No.
Okay, so this just came out of nowhere. This has come out of nowhere.
Yeah, literally, that's why my friends were so concerned. Like, I get the pats on the head, like, good job, honey. But, I'm very sporty, but it's nice not to have to talk to people.
Yeah,
and
I
just
think
build.
that anything that you can submerge yourself in, right?
Yes.
And that's fantastic. But with mine, right, so things get fixed and things get hung and I'm making my apartment better. You're just creating Lego landscapes. What are you doing with them afterwards? No, what are you doing with them afterwards, and how are they benefiting you or somebody else?
Guys, I built the Mona Lisa. Now,
so you pipe down, Nathan.
No,
Norris.
I'm not judging you. I'm asking questions because I'm doing it too.
So that Mona Lisa is now sitting in the bathroom, and
That
everyone
is
that has
sick.
to walk into my bathroom gets to look at the Louvre.
It's
So
like the Louvre.
really,
Yeah, exactly. It's the Lou.
That is, see, that to me, if you've got really cool stuff around your house and the stuff's going away in the cupboard, mate, I'm on board with you.
Bree, you're adorable.
And I do understand why your friends are concerned, though.
Yeah, no, same.
Because you're only 30.
Bree, you and Nathan are both getting you are getting a $200 voucher for Bodhi. Give Mum some peace, quiet relaxation with a Bodhi gift card this Mother's Day.
Because
And
all that
Sunday,
hunched
which I
over the Lego,
forgot.
you need to loosen up a little bit, okay?
legends. Thanks, lads.
All right, you
and if
deserve
your
it.
friend suddenly starts playing with Lego, everybody, call the authorities. No, they're fine. They're doing fine.
Are they?
They are.
Mine releases.
Ross, hello.
Oh, here we go.
Ross, what would yours be?
What was the question?
If you were to lean into your pensioner lifestyle,
I already
right now,
have.
What is it?
Grass. Really big on grass.
Lawn, yeah.
Grass.
We're talking lawn, yeah?
But I
your
wouldn't-
hydro crop?
Yeah, I wouldn't be bringing in the grass into
show you.
to studio. And also, if you go to the
Sean, sorry, he doesn't have the means to. I would have it airlifted in.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you want to listen to the podcast, you may hear Nath's. Now, I don't want you to talk about it because you'll go for a while. Your doorstop story, which
They're magnetic.
Don't go into it. You go too long. Which I've already heard twice.
So
And seen the pictures.
Ross, from my pensioner lifestyle itinerary, you're going to get a third helping.
You will.
Great to have you back, Nate.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you so much for doing an amazing job from us, Ross, and filling in. You were blowing people away. So
I appreciate that.
You won the kindness trophy.
Yeah,
Ross.
I did.
Lovely man.
I'm back in my economy studio.
I don't even know why is the blinds up? Because I can see him and it's like just jarring me.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.